Now, I didn't know much about the IT industry. Now, the highlight of today was mainly focused around startups and around IT. But you don't necessarily have to be a genius. You don't have to be a genius in whatever it is you want to accomplish. Now, you may have ideas, ideas buzzing all around, every single day that you put them down on paper. But everything is to do with people. The people you connect with. The power of people is everything. Now, when you look around yourself, the person that you want to become, or the person you want to emphasize, or the one you achieve, it's always around the people you communicate with. And that's very, very important, because I've met some extraordinary names along the way, and I've had to make sacrifices. Sacrifice is one of the biggest things when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to setting up your own venture. I had to let go of friends, I had to let go of certain people in my family to be able to focus on my vision, my dream, to be able to say, yeah, this is who I am and this is what I want to achieve. And I want each and every one of you to focus on those sort of elements. That there will be certain people who do tie you down. You have to look at positive thinkers. You have to be associated with people who are focused and driven. And why mentoring is very, very important. I just want each and every one of you to put up your hands. How many of you actually have a mentor to guide you right now? Put up your hand. So there's very few people. And this is a common thing here in Bangladesh. That when I was young, I had a mentor from day one who was able to tell me this is the best approach, this is the way you're able to learn. So that I can look up to something. I can look up to someone. And you can give me guidance, you can give me advice. So I want each and every one of you to start networking, to start approaching whatever industry you want to be a part of or associated with. You need to look for somebody who's able to guide you within that industry. Otherwise you're jumping into a massive swimming pool without knowing how to swim. And sometimes you can also very easily sink and drown. That's a huge problem for people here in Bangladesh. So that's one of the aspects. To be a winner, you need a mentor. You need somebody to guide you. The other thing is independence. You need to be able to walk on your own 2 feet. You need to be able to address things without having to get too much in terms of a lot of people associated. Yes, I said people is important, but having too many people, we have a fear in this country, in Bangladesh, that a lot of people will steal our ideas, a lot of people will take things away from us. Sometimes independence is important, that we can walk on our own 2 feet and address certain issues here in Bangladesh. Now, one thing I've come across over the period of years when I got into business, when I set up my Inspire 1 Million campaign and started traveling, is the fact that fear of failure. Now, fear of failure, let me tell you one thing. Failure is actually a good thing. If I look back in my life and I said that if I didn't fail, I would not be standing here right now. The fact that I failed, I made mistakes, I was able to learn from them and I was able to execute them to say that this tells an actual story that I can share with others. This tells and this portrays an image which I can share with the world. And that was very, very important. Now when you're trying to create a brand, when you're trying to create a personality out of yourself, because you yourself are an icon, you yourself are a brand. And when you're trying to set up a venture, it is not necessarily the product or the service people generally buy into. It's the image you portray around it and the person who is able to deal with it. Because when you are an individual setting up a new venture, they look at you. Who are you? What do you represent? If you are this sort of individual who has this sort of name, who has this sort of image, who has this sort of personality that others will easily want to tie in with, you switch the role of society, then people start coming to you. And that's the most important thing which I felt has been worked wonders for me. Now when I started creating this image that Sabirul Islam is this individual who's going to be a motivational speaker, who's going to be an author, who's going to be an entrepreneur, etc., people started coming up to me that yes, this is sort of difference I've tried to make. This is sort of the accomplishments that I wanted to achieve throughout the years. And people knew who I was and the vision I had. So it wasn't difficult. When I started knocking on doors and saying, yes, I need help and I need to be able to make these ideas become a reality and I want to propose these ideas to you. Who are you willing to be able to support? They come on board easily. And when you're able to come, when they come on board, they get to know you and they get to share your vision with others. And that's very, very important when you're trying to create a venture. Now my first venture was a website designing company, and I can tell you honestly speaking, I don't have a clue how to design a website. But it just goes to show the importance of the people you communicate with. I started with friends. It all started off with six of my friends, and I couldn't pay them. I was only 14 years old at the time, and I didn't even earn. My parents didn't even give me any pocket money, nothing. So it was very difficult to be able to say that I can fund my own company, I can pay my own employees. So I had to think different. What can I do to be able to influence my friends, to be a part of my company, to be able to say we're going to sacrifice a lot of our education. a lot of our time in our education to focus on a company to make this grow and to make this successful. So I made them directors, gave them shares in the business, and that's it. They were all happy. Oh, I've got the title of a director beside my name. And I know for sure here in Bangladesh people love designations. So when you're working with people who are young, who are talented, and Bangladesh to the rest of the world portrays Bangladesh as hard workers. And I want to see that in each and every one of you. That when you're trying to portray an idea, you're trying to bring an idea to life, that you communicate with the right people at the right time through sources that we have right at our own hands, in our own fingertips, to the likes of social media. Now, I do a lot of my communication through LinkedIn. I do a lot of my communication now even through Facebook, because I've met so many wonderful people. Even my wife I met through Facebook as well, by the way. So it works. So when you're able to communicate through the likes of social media and connect with these people, it works wonders, because you're able to create a profile. People get to see who you are. People get to immediately know whether you are real or whether you're a fake. So it's important that that image you portray to the rest of the world is professional, is done in the right manner. Now, when it comes to communicating outside of social media, one of the key things I did, like events, I went on to a lot of events where I was able to show my product, show my services. It's important you are able to network on a face-to-face manner as well. Have meetings with people. It's very, very important. And the whole aspect on how to be a winner, self-discovery is very important, to understand where that belief comes from, that positive mentality. It's vital you are able to have that spirit that I am a winner. I have that belief. I can do it. Having that I can do it mentality. It's vital. The next thing is passion. You know, when you're trying to achieve a goal in life, everything has to be associated around your passion, your dream, your goals, your desires, not because somebody else told you, or not because somebody else in the other side of the room is doing it. A passion is something that a lot of people lose throughout the journey. And when you're thinking 10 years down the line, you're still doing whatever it is you started 10 years ago and you're not happy, at the end of the day, you're going to feel sad. You're going to end up feeling that, okay, I wasted 10 years of my life. I may have made money from it, but at the end of the day, money is not the essence. The essence is happiness. When you wake up, this one quick question: how many of you actually woke up with a smile on your face? Quick question. Raise your hand. Be honest. I'm happy to see quite a number of hands go up. It's the most important thing. The moment you wake up with a smile on your face, you are going down the right path in life. And if you didn't wake up with a smile on your face, you need to ask yourself the question, why? Because only you yourself can define happiness. And only you yourself can define success. Because whatever success is for you, it's different for each and every one of you sitting in this room right here, right now. So success only comes from your element of happiness, which only comes from when you're focusing on your passion, when you're achieving your own goals, doing your own things. And that is when you're able to create this persona about you. And that is the message you want to share with the rest of the world. Now, I've gone through an amazing journey over the past years, and I've seen a lot of people here in Bangladesh think on certain aspects that, yes, I want to think globally, but I also want to do things, set up ventures. Oh, he's from London, he's from America, he's from this and that, going abroad. And that's been a huge problem I've seen in Bangladesh. People have that mentality, I want to go abroad and do things. Now, I was born and raised in London. I've lived in London for all my life. I didn't know nothing about Bangladesh until the age of 23, which was quite shocking, to be honest with you. But now, here I am. Here I am for a period of 6 months, potentially a year, just trying to make a difference in my home country, because I see this as a land of opportunity. And this was emphasized deeply. The fact that Bangladesh is a land of opportunities. And there's a great point made about crisis. There was a great point made about problems in Bangladesh. Bangladesh has so much problems. It is the entrepreneurs, it is the positive-minded people who will be able to address these issues and address these problems. And these people are you, yourself, nobody else. So I want each and every one of you to have that belief that whatever problem you see, whatever idea you have, you're able to communicate with the right people, get yourself a mentor, have the passion to be able to achieve your own dream and be a success and be a winner from that. So I hope I've inspired you. Thank you very much.